Good morning, everyone. My name is Preeti Shroff Singh, and I am a public speaking coach and a counselor and mentor for Auditoria Gavel Club. Today, this is a series of videos for understanding first how is Gavels going to help you in a little bit, just a little bit, because we have a separate also video for that where I take you through Gavels orientation in an entire detail, and that's for parents. And this one is for the Gavelier, where I'm going to explain first the competent communicator module, and then I will explain the competent leadership module. Now, there are bits and bobs which I have not included because it is important for the Gavelier to read the entire manual in order to be successful at the uh, at the club. So let me go ahead because I have clipped all the videos, all the slides. Hi everyone, it's me again. So we are going to talk about the project 1, and the project 1 is the first one of the series of P1 to P10. Now, like the name suggests, that it is an icebreaker, and the icebreaker is, of course, to break the ice because the people don't know you and how you are, what you are, and this is a clear giveaway of how would you would give your introduction. Now, most of the people give a very bland introduction, and that's the reason this is going to change everything. Just to give you a little bit of heads up about this page that we are looking at, on the left hand side you see this box here, that is the executive summary of the entire P1, and this enables the evaluator to sort of look at it and understand that what are they evaluating. Also gives you the time. So let's dive in and see what the icebreaker is all about. I'm reading from this page so that it enables every Gavelier or Toastmaster just to get an idea about the project 1. By now, you have heard speeches by club members and have probably participated in table topics. This is your opportunity to give your first prepared talk and break the ice. The best way to begin your speaking experience is to talk about a familiar topic, and that's yourself. Of course, this subject is too broad to cram up in a 4 to 6 minute speech. You must narrow down by highlighting 3 or 4 important or interesting aspects of your life, so that will give the fellow members an idea, an understanding of you as an individual. This might include your birthplace, education, family, but don't make it straightforward and boring. I'm just reminding you. You could explain how you came about to be in your present role, or what do you do as a student, what are your favorite topics, all that. Tell the audience something about your ambitions also, so they get to know you and your personality. Um, you could explain the effect of an incident from your youth, which has a great impact in your life. One speaker donned hats as she talked about her life. So she wore a chauffeur's hat as she talked about driving her kids to and fro, and she also talked about a fireman's hat as the different fires that happen at the office, and then a chef's hat because her love for a passion for cooking. Once you have the highlights of your talk in mind, weave them into a beautiful story, just as if you are telling your friends. Share significant personal experiences. The more personal your talk, the more warmer the relationship. So, for this slide, this is it. Then, when we move on to the next one, I will explain that one. I'll see you in the next one. Now, any speech is not a speech without the proper structure. And for this, you have to remember OBC. Now, what is OBC all about? O is the opening, body, and the conclusion. So, I'm going to read out again and then I'll explain it to you also in a nutshell. First of all, like any good story, your talk needs a clear beginning and ending. Create an interesting opening statement. Now, this interesting opening statement is nothing but the hook. Hook is to lure the audience, is to captivate their attention, and that's why it has to be really, really powerful. So you can make an announcement that all through my childhood I was always a naughty child, something like that. So what happens is it creates that intrigue in the audience, and then they want to hear more. Okay, memorize it. If necessary, use it. Even if a better idea occurs to you just before you speak, then devise a good closing and memorize it too. So what they are suggesting is your opening should be memorized and the closing should be memorized, and the you leave a lot of room for the body. A memorized beginning and ending enable you to start and finish your talk with confidence and ease. In any speech, it is best to select a few main points, 3 or 4 at most, and emphasize them by using examples, because see, examples is anybody can relate to it. Stories or anecdotes. What's the difference between stories and anecdotes? Stories are, of course, that whatever has happened. Anecdotes are a personal story, personal experience, something where you were in it. Okay, if you merely state a fact and then continue, most of your audience has completely lost it, because they can't remember that. Okay, you should make a point, say it again in a different way, illustrate it with an example, or illustrate the whole point, create a picture, and then state it once more. So see, you have stated it 3 times in order to drill it down in the brain. Yes, it's a very good skill to learn. Choose your points and illustrations carefully. Too much of information can overwhelm the audience. If you think you will need notes, you write a speech outline on note cards, the cue cards that you get, and where you place it on the lectern. Now, lectern is nothing but the podium. Refer to them only when you need them. Remember, you are speaking, not reading. Many speakers do this. So it's very, very important to remember all this. There is a small important point written in the blue. A memorized beginning and ending enable you to start and finish your talk with confidence and ease. I hope this helps, and let's see you in the next slide. You know what many speakers do? They actually write. So when I used to start writing my speech, I used to write my entire speech. But I noticed that there are times that you forget. So what is the next best option is that you either write the entire speech, or you break it into parts, or you use keywords, like the outline keywords, that this is what I'm going to talk about. When you use keywords, what happens is it gives you either a keyword or a line, because it gives you an entire picture of what you are going to talk about. Now, when you are ready, so preparing yourself, when you are ready, now that the talk is ready, but you ready to present it? Practice the talk until you are comfortable with it. You don't need to memorize the body of the talk, since you already know the subject, that is yourself. As mentioned earlier, you should remember the opening and the closing, because sometimes we are in a mad rush. We just rush with the conclusion and then we forget about it. Present that talk once it's done to either a family member or a friend or your Toastmasters mentor. It really helps. You can also record yourself, by the way. Ask for their comments. They may give you some helpful suggestions. If you have like a video recorder like I'm recording now, you can just record it, listen to the talk and listen to it carefully. See your facial expressions and where are you looking, what is happening with your hands, if you're standing, then how are you standing, everything. Okay, make any necessary improvements. You will notice that by the fifth time that you present your talk, you will remember everything that you have learned, and it becomes so easy. Instead of thinking that this presentation is all about making a speech, think about it as a talk in before a group of friends, or common interests. Don't be afraid of the audience. They have already experienced the same feelings you are experiencing. They want you to succeed and they are eager to help you. Now, this is a very important paragraph. Appearance is very, very important. Okay, though very, very is a redundancy, but I'm just still telling you. Be well groomed and appropriately dressed for your project one. If you look right, you are already confident of and of how you are, and then you will forget about your appearance or how you are looking, and you will focus on the top. Your confidence will have improved automatically, because that's the powerful first impression that you have made. So remember this, always be well groomed. Yeah, I will see you on the next one.